Howdy, Buffalo Bart here, and welcome, and thanks for watching this video. And what I'm going to talk about for this video is gear sets overall for 1.8, what to expect, what's good, what's not good, and this all pertains to the overall thing of just casual gaming and solo running. And as you know, I mean, I'm all about casual gaming. What's going to be good for the average person? There's enough videos that are out there saying, oh, this is the highest DPS, or this is the highest this, or this is the, max, insane whatever. Who gives a damn? There's enough of those. We don't need any more of them. Okay, so what is a casual gamer? It's the average person, the older player, younger player. It doesn't matter what age you are. It doesn't matter, if you're not the most agile in the world. It's all about trying to get the most enjoyment out of a game, and I try to make gear set builds that are dedicated towards that. I want you to be able to have something that's easy to use, whether you're solo, in a group, whatever, to get the most fun out of it without having to maybe necessarily have the most agile fingers, or you know what I'm saying. You know who you are. Aw, they bled to death. So my thoughts on the gear sets. I'm pretty sure you've seen one of the main sets I've actually been running up until 1.8 PTS, and that's been the Tactician's Authority with a heavy seeker and turret build. And that's always going to remain, I would probably say, even in 1.8, the top overall build for the casual gamer. Just because if you don't have the dexterity and so forth, and the ability to do the chicken dance and calculate this and figure that and whatnot, then essentially you can hide behind something, hit E, deploy a seeker, and get kills. It's almost like cheating in a lot of ways, but it's not. It's just simplifying the fact that you're able to make these kills and play the game, have some enjoyment out of it, and not have to worry about the fact that you can't do the chicken dance or what have you. So yeah, I'm always going to fall back on that one as being the #1 easy one. Again, if you saw the last video, then you know that I have a bit of a cold, feeling under the weather, so you really have to pardon the sniffles and whatnot. Sorry, I just can't help it. Moving past the Tactician's build, the one that I've been using the most on 1.8 PTS, which if you can see on the top right hand corner, that's where I am now, is on the PTS. And the one I've been using the most has been the Nomad 6-piece set. Now, the classified gear set for Tacticians is, there are 6 pieces of classified gear, however the set only goes to 5. So that can either be a good thing or a bad thing. And what I've done on my Tactician build on the PTS is I have actually used the chest piece as a Barrett instead of keeping the regular Tacticians on here. The reason why I did that, oh crap, why is that not part of a set? Oh, and that's another one. If you look at the Alpha Bridge set, which, same thing on Tacticians, there's only a 5-piece set to this. So once I equip this, you'll see that instead of running the Alpha Bridge, I'm actually running a Hunter's Faith on my chest piece, which is going to give me, nothing major. It's just going to pick up the bonuses that I had on that particular armor piece. But the Alpha Bridge only goes to a 5-piece set. And the 5th piece only gives you 25% health regen and 10% weapon damage. So, I mean, it's nice. You're going to pick up some extra weapon damage overall, 15%, and then 125% health regen. And the 4th piece is actually if I read this correctly, and I don't use the Alpha Bridge that often, and I never have, never plan to, and from what I've seen so far, just with this layout, I don't really care for it. You don't have the same kind of survivability you do with the Nomad, but essentially your primary and secondary, if they're both SMGs, or they're both snipers, or both assault rifles, or both shotguns, then as long as they're in the same category with each other, they share the same free talent, which is the third talent on the gun. And then it removes all the weapon requirements for all of the talents. So I no longer have to worry about, do I have enough electronics to be able to use whatever. And now, this is just what I had laying around. I really didn't put a whole lot of effort into this build, but Unforgiving, and I'm also going to be able to use Deadly, and it's going to give me Unforgiving for free on top of that. So it doesn't matter which one I'm using, I'm getting the number 3 talent from both, which is weird. If I use number 1, I'm getting the talent from number 2, but if I use number 2, not getting the talent. It's unusual. So if I use my MP5 right now, I'm going to get both talents. So what happens if I do this? Now, if I'm using the MP7, yeah, see, I don't get it. I see Unforgiving on my number 2 slot on the MP5, but whenever I switch over to the MP7, I'm not getting... Oh, I'm not getting it because I already have Deadly there. Never mind. Okay. Yeah, old person mistake. So, you probably would want to have Deadly or the same talent on both weapons. You know, pick this one for if I need healing, and then for this one if I want to increase damage. So this would be my DPS gun, this would be my healing gun, so to speak. Mix the talents up between 2 different things. That way your free talent on one gun isn't already on the other one somewhere else. That way you can kind of maximize between the 2. So yeah, that makes sense. But back to the overall. The Alpha Bridge to me is not a very good overall solo build. Predator's Mark, kind of the same thing, and what I've got on here is kind of a balanced build across the board. It's not great overall, short on a few mods here and there, but essentially it's more of a damage mod. And to look at it, it does go all the way up to a 6-piece bonus, but currently right now the stamina requirement is not correct for Predator's Mark. So essentially what you're relying on is assault rifle and SMGs with the Predator's Mark build, generating as much damage as you can with either of those 2 or both. And whenever you're shooting your target, hit them 10 times, they're going to bleed for half the damage of the damage done with those 10 shots. And that's fine. And then whenever you get to the 6-piece on the bonus, it's going to increase by 150% for every currently 9,000. I'm not going to put 9,000 in the stamina for this and then have no firearms on it. So I really, until they get that hammered down a little bit more, I'm not really going to mess with Predators all that much. However, it is useful. Hunter's Faith. Again, this is more of a semi-auto sniper build. Hitting an enemy with a bullet grants you and your group temporary protection. So yeah, I mean, that's kind of a nice thing. You're going to get bonuses to your headshot damage. But if you're not making headshots, then the Hunter's Faith is kind of a worthless thing for you too. So currently right now my favorite's going to be Nomad. Then if you have the skills to run get in your face kind of build. And like I said, with this, you can actually take pretty fair amount of damage before you actually have to pull back or use a heal or something of that nature. And I think it's going to be a great overall solo run build. If you lack the manual dexterity, then definitely stick with the Tactician's Authority. Maybe look at the Firecrest build. The Firecrest build, which I'll go ahead and head back to base here, and I'll grab, since it is free, I'll grab that out. Even though I've already got the Firecrest build on a different character, not as fond of it as I have been with like the Tacticians. Probably need to take time to do a full 100% roll on it, like I've done with the rest of them, but I just haven't yet. Now the Firecrest build. Firecrest has always been about the flame turret, and setting people on fire, getting more incendiary grenades, and then while they're on fire, shooting them, and your firearms do more damage while they're on fire. You know, that's pretty much the gist of Firecrest overall. But let's take a look at the actual bonuses on them. It's interesting. You get 30 division tech every time you open these, even if you don't use them. Why not? If you're going to say, okay, I want to build a Nomad set on the PTS right now, grab about 30 of them, you know? Open up one or two, you know, a dozen or so, pick out the best, dismantle the rest. So on the Firecrest, naturally you're going to want to go with electronics and skill haste on a Firecrest build. Just simply because the more skill power and electronics you have, the more damage you're going to do with the flame turret, and Seekers if you're going to carry those along with it. So the 2-piece bonus, you get to carry +3 incendiary grenades. That's awesome. The 3-piece bonus, you're going to get 50% extra range and 30% extra damage on your flame turrets. Now on the 4-piece, your weapon damage is increased by 15% against targets that are on fire. So as long as they're on fire, whether it's an incendiary grenade or a flame turret that's actually set them on fire, you get that 15% buff on your weapon damage. The 5th piece is going to give you an additional incendiary grenade, so it's a total of +4 incendiary grenades. So that's what, 6 fire grenades? You're going to gain an extra 15% on your range and an extra 10% on your damage on the flame turrets. So if you're into the flame turret, then it's a hell of a cool thing to do. And it'll take me a few moments, and I may lose video if I actually switch over to a full Firecrest build. But just to kind of showcase a little bit, I'll just put it on here. I'm not going to worry about putting on mods. I'll just roll everything into skill haste and we'll say electronics. I'm not going to worry about rolling the perfect gear set. It's kind of pointless. Again, I have to apologize for the coughing and whatnot. 1291. Can we get any crappier? Well, yes, we can. We can get a 1273, but 1378, good enough. And we want skill haste. Skill power would be nice too, but seriously, I don't see skill haste. So we can get skill power, which I guess is what we're gonna have to do. Really, you're gonna fight me on this tooth and nail. And this is a little bit extra length video, just so because I had to cut the Beefalo Show live stream a little bit short this evening, just because of being under the weather. Seriously, this thing is going to fight me for everything. Skill power. Terrible, but I'll take it. In fact, I think I do have a couple electronics mods I can throw on just to help a little bit. Wow, that's a really crappy roll. Too bad I wasn't going for firearms. 1301 roll on something I'm not even trying to get. That's typical, right? I go for, on a test setup like this, at least 1350 or higher on these classified gear pieces, just to evaluate them. Skill haste. We definitely need skill haste. And I'll take a +9. So I know none of the mods that I've got are going to be skill haste. But again, this will be good enough to get an overall taste of what the Firecrest is going to do. 1397, can live with that. And no skill haste. You suck. So we'll take skill power. Why could nothing be rolled on frickin' electronics? At least it's already got skill haste on it. 1389, good enough. Already got 8% skill haste. Oh, never mind. Say, damn, that's already great across the board. And it already has 1401 electronics. 6% skill haste. Not going to mess with it. Gonna give me the crappiest possible first rolls. You'll spend a lot of time doing this. 1357, high enough. Like I said, I'm not going to bother doing a 100% build on these. Don't even care what they are. As long as they're firearm, electronics mods, I don't care. There's 3 skill haste, I'll take it. Skill haste, I'll take it. Not even going to bother with performance mods because I don't have anything. Hey, at least I got a few of them for skill haste. Alright, so we're sitting at 10,125 on electronics, 325 on skill power. Good enough. So we need to switch to a flame turret. Put that there. And we'll just run out here and go take a gander at what kind of damage it'll do with that turret. Because as you see now, I have the 6-piece bonus set up. And it scales NPCs set on fire by your flame turret will burn 25% longer for every 2,000 electronics. So being that I have 10,000, yeah, it's what, mathematically, don't know if that actually just adds up or if that adds 25% and then adds 25% to that number and then another 25% to that number, or if it just adds up and it's going to be 125%. Yeah, I'm not sure how the math works on that just yet. Alright, so getting motivated for this melee guy to begin with. Yep, just live, be alive. Well, burn his behind up. Hey, burn me up too. It's all a big damn flame radius. Come on, that's all you're gonna spawn for me? Rotten ass thing. Oh, goody, melee kills. Okay, well. Oh, crap. This is where it comes in fun. And since it's, the bonus is for melee kills, Switch over to the D3 FNC. All I need is 5. Since they're all over the damn place here, they can't just stay on one side or the other. Keep them on one side of my shield, that's fine. You know what? I don't need this being a pain in the ass. I tire of you. Alright, so that's West Side Pier Cache done relatively quickly. Yay, I'm waiting for a damn cooldown. It is kind of annoying to have to wait for the cooldowns. Garbage gear. Love it. Oh, would you kiss firmly upon my buttocks? I mean, seriously. Alright, this'll work. So, that's a pretty damn good range on that flame turret. You saw the orange circle whenever I went to put the turret out. Burn him. Well, it's better than 14k, almost 15k pulse on the flame turret. But you're going to sit there and hide. You'll either die from that, or you'll get pissed off and come closer. Usually, whenever they've got their turret deployed, they're going to be standoffish. So I'm actually going to pull my turret back up. Their turret's pretty much there. Now, one of the things I did notice that one of these achievements was incendiary kills. So let's see if that actually works with the flame turret. That'd be interesting to find out. That would be nice if that achievement or that West Side Pier dynamic mission would pop up next. So I'm pretty sure with this loadout, it's not going to be that hard to get incendiary kills. Peekaboo. Yeah, that's seriously. Seriously? I don't think that's supposed to happen. I think what that is there's a proc going on with the fire damage. And I was within a close proximity, and it extended to me, and it should not have. You see he burst into flames, and there's fire all around him. That's something new that I have not seen before. Sausage. Alright, so we're just going to run over here, plow through a few more bad guys with the flame turret. You get the idea. This seems to be pretty potent overall. And it's going to be a good solo build, fun build, I would say. And these guys are going to cower over there and not come close enough to the turret. let Seeker play with them. I want to aggravate them, get them closer. I need to actually shoot them. Alright, you're gonna be buttholes. Let's see how it is. One button for me for my turret, then I'll bring my turret to you. Come on, set him on fire. Burn him. See, he erupted into a fireball whenever he died. It's not doing that for every kill. But I've never noticed that before with Firecrest build. Alright, well, can add the Firecrest build to, I would say, the top 4. You know, your top solo fun builds, whether it's going to be 1.7 or 1.8, your best overall fun builds and solo grind build and just casual gaming builds, I say is going to be the Tactician's build, the Firecrest, the D3 FNC, and the Nomad. Those are going to be your top 4 builds. If I had to pick a 5th one out of all the different ones, then I would say probably Lone Star. If you're going to be in with a group, so you can carry LMGs, and I'll carry a Hungry Hog or Pecan or any of the large capacity like the M249 or what have you, even the MG5s. You know, any of the big belt-fed guns that you can just lay down a heavy barrage of fire. Carry along some Seekers, maybe a turret, and just have some fun. So that's my top 5 picks, and I hope you enjoyed what little bit of content that I had. This was more or less to go along with episode 7 of the B-Flow show, because I had to cut a little bit short this evening. If you have any comments on particular builds, like I said, it's either the Nomad, the Lone Star, the Tacticians, the Firecrest, and what did I miss? Yeah, you know, those top 5 that I mentioned. Just feel free to leave a comment in the section below. Hit that thumbs up, and definitely subscribe if you have not already. I thank you so much, and we'll see you in the next one.